Hello, farmers. How are we doing on a Monday? Yeah, I know it's a Monday, but welcome back to Farming Simulator 25. Hello, Crystal, Kid, Bob, John, Miles. Welcome. We're back here on Pichonniere Valley, and well, it is raining. It is currently raining. I would like the rain to stop because the first job I want to do today is going to be spreading lime on our grass fields. I was having a run over there, and I just saw that the lime value in those two fields are kind of low, so we're going to take care of that first thing. That looks like fertilizer in there, which it is. All right, I'm going to have to go out in the rain. Kind of sucks, but it is what it is. All right, start the engine first. Engine is me. Let's move our pressure washer out of the way. Sam is just laying out in the rain, but Sam is a lab, so he's at home there. I don't know if I got to turn off the engine, but we'll turn off the engine on the pressure washer. I don't know if that makes it older or not. All right, let's jump into the 710. And we're going to fast forward time until the rain stops. I think it's supposed to stop in the next hour or two. So we will advance some time here. All right, not that hour, apparently. I mean, I can spread lime in the rain. Doesn't really matter too much. There we go. Technically, the rain has stopped. It will. But it looks like there's more rain in the forecast. Now, let's back up and we'll unload the fertilizer. Looks like my soil sampler got tipped over when I backed up our seed drill. And we'll come out here, let's unload the fertilizer. There we go. Let's grab some lime. And yeah, take care of those grass fields right away. So, I mean, my goal for today, and I don't know if I'm going to reach it, is to buy the other grass field. But I need like $135,000. And that is a lot of cash to earn in one stream. But we'll see what happens. Never know. Hello, Lindsay. Welcome. Hope you're having a nice Monday so far. These fields shouldn't take that much lime now, because the first time we did it, obviously, it's never been taken care of, and now these fields have been somewhat taken care of, so it shouldn't be too bad on the lime. I feel like I just put lime down on the... Oh, you know why I just put lime down on these fields? Because, well, yeah, we had to create a new save. Let me go ahead and make sure automatic application rate is on. And we'll just let it absorb into the ground. Get the acidity right in the field that it needs to be. Where is the soil sampler located in the shop? It's going to be under one of the miscellaneous tabs. I don't remember which one it is, but it's under one of the miscellaneous tabs. I can show you in just a moment. Boy, I am just going through the lime a lot more than I thought I would. Did I not put lime down in this field, in these fields, when we did the new save? I thought I did. So, if you go into your shop, if you scroll on down, which miscellaneous is it under? I think it's under miscellaneous of miscellaneous. Is it? Yes. So, it's under miscellaneous, and go to miscellaneous. Miscellaneous squared is where you'll find it in the shop. So we get some more lime. Got to make sure these grass fields are in tip-top shape, because that's, I don't want to say it's making us the most money, but definitely make a good profit from it. Some more lime, please. I did a little look over the weekend, and I got ourselves a cultivator, a modded cultivator in the shop, where we will probably purchase it. But I'm going to wait for a cultivating job to come up before we do so. Never know, it could come up for sale. The issue with the well, it's not much of an issue. But yeah, if I buy that cultivator, the only machine that's going to be able to run it will be the Mercedes. The 710 won't be able to run it. And I don't think the 3650 John Deere can run it either. I think it will require 160 horsepower to run. How are we needing this much lime down here? I've already been over this spot a couple of times. It's almost like the lime is not going down on this field, I feel like. But yeah, the cultivator that we're going to be getting at some point here, it's like an 8.5 meter wide, so that's a big upgrade from the 3 meter wide that I've been using. Alright, so how is the pH value now? It says it's perfect, it's looking good, it's not in the red. So that's what we want here. Jump back in the 710. Alright, probably have to fill up probably 2 more times. I don't think this one I'm going to go get is going to be enough. Hello, Panther. Welcome. Hope you had a nice weekend. So we'll take care of this last of the 2 grass fields, and I think we might go on to September. Yeah, last stream we ended up harvesting our first crop, the barley, and only got 12,000. So we're going to hold off on the chickens for at least another year. I wasn't on Sky Harvest long. It's just a recorded episode. Recorded episodes are usually a half hour to an hour. It wasn't a stream. Might even gonna get down to the other end of the field before I run out of lime. At some point, we'll be getting ourselves the big Breedle spreader. So when it comes to spreading lime, I won't have to run back and forth too much. I'm hoping this next load of lime is going to be enough. It's going to be close. Luckily, this lime is not costing us too much money here. When you try to get up to $135,000 in your bank account to buy another grass field. I was just happy with the Sky Harvest episode I put out earlier today. That I was able to get as far as I did because I think I tried 3 or 4 times with the updates over the weekend, trying to get past certain points, and it just wasn't getting me there. Originally, the game was supposed to get released, well, today. And I don't know if Sky Harvest has come out yet or not. I didn't check the store page. But in the email I got last week, it was supposed to come out today. Did I make it this far with the lime? I can't see. No, I didn't spread this part. I don't see where I spread this part. I thought I did. Nope, right up to the corner. Can see where I've been. And I'm out of lime again. No, the lime is getting used as usual. Don't forget, this spreader is only holding like 1,000 liters of lime, which is not a lot. Actually, I think it holds like 1,200 liters of lime. It's not holding 10,000 liters. It's just 1,200 liters is all this holds. I think it's a, what, 1,250? No, 1,210 liters is all this holds. Just want to get this job done before it gets dark. Nope, this whole end of the field's been done. Just got to go in a bird's eye view so I can see where we've been. Do I got lights here? We do got some lights. Helps out a little bit. Sky Harvest has not been released yet. Well, you know, I did mention in the stream on Saturday why I didn't put out a video as of yet on it. And, yeah, there were some problems, at least I was incurring. But there were a couple of updates on Saturday and one yesterday. And the one that came out yesterday finally got me past the certain point so I could make an episode on it. And I hope to have an episode out tomorrow. I'll be recording it later on today, if I can find out about getting the logs over to wood. Gotta figure that whole thing out. Alright, our grass fields have been spread with lime. Can I get rid of the rest of this? I probably can. That way I just don't have a pallet sitting around the farmyard with only 59 liters in it. There we go. Put the fertilizer back in the spreader. And we'll put this in the shed. Yeah, part of me does want to put down another shed because we do need one. But man, getting the other grass field first, I think, is going to have to be our priority because that's going to allow us to get more silage, which means more income per year. Let me check the sale page. You got to be kidding me. No, that's not the one. I was like, wait a minute, is that the cultivator I want? No, it's not. Because that's a Pottinger. It looks similar to the one, to the mod I installed. Let me just have a look at that. That's what that Pottinger looks like. And so the cultivator mod I installed that we're probably going to get, shouldn't say probably, we will get it at some point. It's this one right here. No, not that little tiny one there. Although that one would be wider than what we got. The one we got is 3 meter. This is an 8.3 meter wide. 160 horsepower to use it, and only costs $9,250. So that is what we are looking to get to do some cultivating jobs in the future. Sam is out wandering around. And September, yeah, we can wake up 8 o'clock, that's fine. Alrighty. Well, at least the sun is out this morning. Our grass fields will be cut in October. They are ready for harvest now, but it's the first harvest stage, not the second one. And the yield is looking rather good. Let's check the sale page, see what's new there this morning. And nothing that we need. Alright, so now we're going to start looking at some contracts. So cultivating contracts we do, but that one's not paying enough. Fertilizing for $1,800. That's just around the corner. I could go do that one. Mowing contracts, yes. For $6,000. We will take that one. I think I saw some plowing contracts there. $30,000 for that plowing contract. I wonder how long that would take. Because I don't want to be in September too long. I got a funny feeling that would take a couple of hours. So, yeah, that's not gonna work the way we want it to. Where is that field's way down there? All right, so we'll get the plowing contract going. I will take this fertilizing contract as well. All right, let's go grab the 3650. We'll get the batwing mower on it. We'll put the Mercedes to the side just for a minute. Sam in Shamburgo Series 2. No, Sam is not in the Shamburgo Series. Just to let you know there are OP mods in the mod. Yeah, but there are plenty of OP mods everywhere. Try not to use OP mods whatsoever. But sometimes you don't know they're OP until you try them out. Where is this mowing contract? I look quickly. Field number 12. That's up at the starting farm. I know where that is. All right, let's get over there. The road to 135,000. And I think once we get the other grass field, and of course every 3 months in harvest season we'll be cutting the grass, and that should bring us in about $40,000 worth of silage every time we cut the grass. Right now we're getting just shy of, is it 20 or is it 15? I can't remember now. So it should be this grass field just to our right. And I think the entry is right here somewhere. Yep, it's right here. And I'll make sure it's on. It is just on mower, not swath dropping. Alright, let's get ourselves a temporary course. 7 meter, 4 headlands, 2%. Yeah, that's fine for a mower. And it shouldn't take them too long to get this field done. Like 18 minutes? 21 and a half. Alright, not too bad. Alright, now we're going to grab the 710. Might as well top it off with fertilizer. And we'll go fertilize that field. Yeah, that plowing contract, boy, it would be good if I had the 12-meter wide plow, but that's just way too big for what we can use with our machinery. We do have a 6-meter wide plow, but can't get that one up to full working speed, even with 100 more horsepower than what it says it requires. So I think, is the field to the left here? Yes, this grass field to the left. This is the one that we're aiming to buy for like $132,000. And eventually we'll have our cow barn on there. Wait, is that the way I get to that field on that road? No, that goes back out to that road. So this fertilizing job, yeah, it pays okay. It's nothing great. But while the mowing contract is going on, I got to be doing something. Is this the field here? Yes, it is. I think it's called the batwing mower. I think it is called the batwing mower. Did I go past mowers? It's called the Bednar Batwing. So, I mean, if you just search on the mod hub for Batwing, it should show up, but it's been out for quite a while. It's $40,000 for it, so... And it does a whole lot of stuff. Can you do a wheelie with a load on that tractor? I mean, any tractor you can do a wheelie on if you put enough weight on a particular side. Oh, I should turn off automatic application rate, because I'm probably using more. Let me deactivate that. Well, I'm going to leave that helper HUD up. I think I'm using the same amount of fertilizer. I don't think it matters. What if I turn off the spreader and turn it back on? Yeah, it seems to be going down at the same rate. So yeah, I think it's better that I just leave it on. Not too sure if it does matter. Although a couple people says it does. But I don't see it making any difference on the rate that is being consumed. So yeah, if a really good cultivating job comes up on a big field, we'll probably go ahead and purchase that cultivator I just showed a little while ago. But like I said, the Mercedes is the only tractor that I know should be able to run it. I don't think the 3650 would be able to, because it's way under the horsepower rating by like 50 horsepower. So we do have some straw bales to sell at some point. They're not worth a whole lot. It looks like we got a lot of straw there. But yeah, it's not even $10,000 worth of straw. But it is something. Oh, the contract is done. Gotcha. It's like, why is it turning off? Completed. Collect. Thank you. Job done. Cultivating deadwood. How many trees there? I hate doing deadwood contracts. Kind of trying to stay away from those. Yeah, plowing. I mean, I could do the plowing contract. But that one is so tempting, but that is such a big field. 69 here. Oh boy, and it's also, yeah, I just realized it's also an odd shaped field. Let me activate flight mode here. Yeah, that would take quite a while. And I don't want to be waiting for a worker while we're doing it. Alright, let's head back to the yard. Yeah, still a little disappointed in our barley harvest. I mean, we got a good field. I was just, I way overestimated how many liters I thought I was going to get off that field. I was thinking like 20, 25, and we ended up with like 12. Not really a whole lot of grain to feed chickens for a year. Oh yeah, that's the mod I was going to install, and I forgot about it. The food calculator mod. That way, if I were to get chickens, we could see how much food they would require per month and year. I think it does it by month and year. Also, I said, like the shed I want to put down, I think that's going to cost like $30,000. But yeah, priority is going to be the other grass field first. I don't think I fed Sam this morning, so we'll do that. He's all set. Yeah, I did check the sale page, and yeah, contracts right now. There's a harvesting contract out there for sorghum. Again, harvesting contracts always look good, but I think that would take me with my header quite a long time to do. I mean, yeah, I would get paid $10,000 for it, but not a whole lot extra on the sorghum. So I think we're going to have to hold off on that. Hey, buddy. There's Sam. We'll take over for the worker. There's no sense paying the worker for something I could be doing. Lindsay, what game are you talking about? Are you talking about Farming Sim or Sky Harvest? If you're talking about Sky Harvest, I wouldn't know. You're never going to fix all the bugs in a game. There's always going to be something. And I haven't played Sky Harvest enough to know if they have done so. I would assume if they fix all the bugs in Sky Harvest, the game would have been released today, but apparently it has not been yet. Oh yeah, so a couple of other games that we've been keeping our eye on. Hillshade Farm, the demo I did back in November. It was supposed to come out in December, and they pushed it to January, I think. But now that is being pushed back to April on Hillshade Farm. And I said, well, while I'm looking at games, what the heck, I'll check in on Farmers Dynasty 2. And I think Farmers Dynasty 2, they're saying they're getting ready for a playtest. So, maybe Farmers Dynasty 2 sometime late spring, early summer? Maybe? I don't know. Farming Simulator, the majority of your original notice I was talking about. Well, there haven't been no updates to the game in Farming Simulator in months, so yeah, you kind of lost me on what bugs I was referring to. I don't think I was referring to any bugs in Farming Sim. I mean, there are bugs in the game, but I don't remember talking about any at the beginning of today's stream. Yeah, the mowing contracts that we're doing now, these are what's really earning us the cash. They pay rather well and it doesn't take us too long to get the jobs done. %87 done. But being that we're in September and October, we should be seeing more cultivating / plowing contracts to come up. I think for our plow setup, I gotta look for contracts that pay like anywhere between 6 to 10,000. And those jobs would take about maybe 20 or 30 minutes to get done. And the thing is, I don't see much difference using the 3650 and the Mercedes-Benz and using the plow. I mean, the Mercedes-Benz probably performs just a little bit better, but not that much better. So if I can get like a good cultivating contract and a plowing contract going on, And maybe even find something for the 710 to do. We can have 3 jobs going at once. All right, another contract completed. $6,000 is lovely. So nothing new has come up that I would like to do. Let's just fast forward some time here. And all mowing contracts are under 2,000, so not really worth it. No more cultivating contracts. But that plowing contract is just staring me in the face like, you want to do it, but you know it's just going to take forever. Now, one thing I thought about doing, kind of, because I do like the mowing contracts. The problem is you only get 3 mowing contracts at once. And they're not worth a whole lot. What if I were to do this? This just to give it a test here. So I'm going to accept this one right here. But guess what? I'm not going to do it. I'm going to cancel it. Because there's no fine for canceling it. And then we'll see if another mowing contract come up. Wait, how did I get up to 18,000? Oh yeah, that's right. Never mind. I was like, I was on 12,000. Yeah, you just collected on this contract. It's a Monday. It's a Monday. What would make a game not save every time you click save, or it would say game not save? Wait, what'd you say? Game not saved every time you click to save it. Would say game not saved. In Farm Sim, that happens very rarely to me, but it does happen once in a while. And it could be while it was saving the XML file over the map. You may have crossed over. Make sure your time scale's at ×1. If you're trying to save the game while your time scale's rather fast, a lot of figures are changing rapidly because your time scale's high, so the XML file, if the XML file changes while it's trying to save, it'll abort the save. So make sure your time scale's at a low time scale and then save it. Don't try to save it at a high time scale, because that just screws up everything. Now, I'm going to fast forward some time, see if any other new contracts pop up. Yeah, so another mowing contract did come up, but not what we're looking for. Boy, nothing really there that looks appealing to me. I fast forwarded way too fast. And so I went through the whole day. Nothing in the sale page that we want, and contracts, I'm pretty sure nothing's going to change too much. Nope. Alright, turn the engine off. And we're going to go to October, where our grass fields will be ready. Doesn't matter if we're skipping months in the middle of the year. We're not really like on a time frame on this map. It's just a matter of sticking to the rules that we have set in place. Well, there's a mower, there's a mulcher, and a trailer, none of which we need. All right, so what we got for contracts here? A $10,000 contract. That is something we will accept. We'll do that one. Well, worker will. Deadwood. All right, a lot of good cultivating contracts have come up, which we will do, but I'm going to need my mower first on the Mercedes-Benz. So right now, that is all we got. But let's get our 3650. Drop off the mower. And the plow is actually behind our drill. So we got to get the drill out. Oh, our soil sampler just stood up. I don't think this is the correct side. How did I drop it off? Alright, I'm going to have to move that around. Alright, I know I said no super strength, but sometimes I think I wouldn't be able to lift it up, but I should be able to pivot it. That's the wrong tractor you're trying to get in. There we go. Not quite lined up to the plow, I guess. Can we not run into the bale trailer? Alright. I think the field's down this way. Yes, it will be. It'll be the... Alright, this is the field I've done a couple times. Fertilizing contracts, I do believe. But today it's a plowing contract. I think this is going to take about 35 minutes for this. Alright, 6 meter wide, 3 headlands, 2% overlap. Should be good. So I'm like 35 minutes. Oh, pretty close. 36 and a half. All right, now we're going to jump into the Mercedes. And we'll grab the Batwing mower and, yep, we're going to cut our grass fields and get ourselves some wrapped bales. And then next month we'll have just shy of $20,000 worth of silage to sell. Okay, make sure we put this in the swath mowing. Is Silver Run Forest as hot on trees as Dark Forest? I think that might have been an autocorrect. I don't know what you mean if it meant on hot, but does it, if you're asking does it have a lot of trees, yes, it has a different variety of trees. Silver Run, though, has a little bit more terrain to it than Dark Forest. It's not like a flat forestry map. And you do have some starting fields on it. But you also get to build a roller coaster if you want to. And you also have the opportunity to build some boats. some yachts. I have not played Silver Run in FS25 to know what changes were made. Yeah, there's a lot of trees on Silver Run Forest. It is technically a forestry map. Alright, first grass field. Almost cut. Alright, full up the mower because I can't get through the gate unless I do so. Alright, and turn when I get to the sign. I can't really get to that corner. Just barely sneak around. The rate is probably going to go today. I think we're going to get through the winter months. Unless a lot of good contracts keep popping up. Well, I don't want to get rid of the fence because, in reality, a farmer's not going to keep taking down the fence, mow the grass, and put it back up. I'm trying to keep this live stream series a little bit more realistic than previous ones. And I like having the fence up. I think it makes the field look better. And yeah, I could wiggle my way in there and cut the other grass, but then I got to do the same thing with the baler to pick it up. But I'm guessing we're talking about 500 liters. And that would pretty much mean $60 worth of silage. So the time and effort I would have to go through to get in there and wiggle the mower in there then do the same with the baler. Is it worth the 60 bucks? Plowing contract's getting along rather well. Already a quarter of the way done. One day we'll be cutting this grass field so we can feed our cattle, not just to make silage and sell it to the BGA. But it's going to be a few more years before we can get to where we have cattle. I mean, the chickens should be coming first. Which will answer the age-old question, what came first, the chicken or the cows? And here it should be the chickens. Alright, I'm back to just plopping everything here, because I feel like I'm going to be using the mower again at some point before winter gets here. This should be set for 122s. It is, so we're all set there. Turn on automatic drop. That way when it's done wrapping, it's good to go. So quick math, I think every bale we drop is worth about 1,500 bucks. Is that right? No, it's not worth 1,500 bucks. That math is way off. That math is way off. Let's see, it's probably going to be closer to 850. 850 bucks per bale. Must seem foreign to me to not be doing trees. Not really. I'm glad we're not doing trees. I mean, we did quite a few trees at the beginning of this series. I mean, we were just cutting them down. But I'm glad we're not doing trees on this series for a sawmill. Come on, give me the 7,000. I would assume at some point I'll switch over to a square baler and a different wrapper. I mean, it's going to be years down the line. Hello, Farmer Groot. Welcome. Hope you had a nice weekend. And probably get maybe one more bale off this field. Round and round we go. And not going to get another bale, but at least all the grass we picked up. Can I make this corner? Not really. Alright, let's get around that bale. And then pick up that last little piece. My weekend was okay. Nothing great. Uneventful weekend is what it was. But sometimes that's better than having an eventful weekend, I think. This field here seems to yield a little bit better with the bales. I mean, yes, it's a bigger field, but it seems like as we go, the baler fills up a little bit faster. So as for our harvesting field, don't plan on planting in that until the springtime with spring wheat or barley again. I may just keep on doing barley because it should yield better. Should yield better than the wheat does. But after this, I think we're going to purchase that cultivator and go do a cultivating job and see how well it does. Going to keep the other cultivator as well because, you know, I could use the 710 to do smaller jobs with it. Or if I know we're going to be on the particular month that we're in a long time, I could even give it a big job for the size cultivator that it is. But right now, a tractor just sitting in my barn, in my sheds, is a tractor not earning us money. So by 10 o'clock in November, these bales will have fully fermented. And we'll just bring them over to the BGA. I think the size bales that we're doing are pretty good. Maybe once we get the other grass field, I may bump this up from a 122 to a 124 size bale. I just want to get to where we got so many bales to pick up, even though I got the loader that we have. As long as we just got these two grass fields, we'll keep as a 122. I do like this baler. Just the only thing, like always with the round balers, is I hate having to stop to unload. Because I do prefer the way our bale trailer unloads the bales. The square bales, it stacks them up high, where the round bales kind of just pushes them off the trailer. And I prefer that style better for unloading. So, even though I said I may get a square baler in the distant future, well, actually, no, because, well, I was thinking to unload them would be great, but I think the cow barn I'm going for has its own storage for bales. An auto-stacking shed, if you will. So when I place them there, I'll stack them in the cow barn neatly. How big can I go with the bale size? Well, for this particular baler, it's a 129. And all the 9 really means at the end is it's 9 times the capacity of a standard bale for the baler. The bales look the same. The bales look the same. Visually, they look the same size. It's just how many liters you get in the bale. So, I mean, if you're playing on a very huge map and you got like a small baler and it's making like 5,000 liter bales, you're going to get tons and tons of bales. So what this mod does for you from Farmer G is, obviously, if you want it to be 9 size to capacity, so a 5,000 liter bale now is a 45,000 liter bale, so it just reduces the amount of bales you got to pick up. I've used Farmer G's balers going back even 22, especially in like in Western Australia. I think my straw bales there, when I was using a big square baler, I think my straw bales were like 80 or 90,000 liters per bale. All right, that's all of the grass picked up. Plowing contract is 60% done. But now I am going to spend a little bit of cash, I think. We'll make sure those cultivating contracts are still there. There's no sense of buying the cultivator unless I'm going to use it right away. The baler I am done with, so we'll go ahead and park that back in the shed. And actually, we'll put the drill away also. So I'm not going to use that until March. All right, let's just see. Yeah, cultivating contracts. Where are those? All right, we'll start with this one here. I'm going to accept it. That's right next to the plowing contract. But now we're going to go into the store. Cultivators up here. Then we're going to scroll on down, grab this one here. And yeah, we're going to bump this up to the 8.3 meter wide. Requires 160 horsepower. 9 miles an hour working speed, but an 8.3 meter wide working width. We don't have any options other than the working width. So let's go ahead and buy that, and hopefully everything is going to go the way it should, meaning we don't have a problem hauling this around. So yeah, I spent $9,250 on a cultivator, but the first contract I do pretty much will pay for itself. And then moving forward, doing those type of contracts won't take as long. But it will require the Mercedes to use it. When I bring it back to the yard eventually, and the 3650s back at the yard as well, the John Deere, I may just try it out and see how well that pulls it. Because as we know, the horsepower suggestion in the store is a suggestion. It may be able to pull it fine, no problem, I don't know. And if the John Deere can, even better. Now, a cultivator I don't need for our farm, because everything I do on our farm is always direct drilled, so I don't ever really need a cultivator. But we're just getting it because it'll allow us to do some contracts at a decent pace and bring in the cash, because I'm trying to work my way up to $135,000 in the bank account to buy our next field. Now, of course, another big tractor, when I mean big tractor, on this series, just a reminder, we are restricting ourselves to nothing over 200 horsepower. So I mean big tractor. If we can find another one, like 180, 200 horsepower tractor in the sale page, That may change my plans on saving up for the grass field. Sorry, sir. I was taking up all the road. Actually, I should have my beacon on. Yeah, there's a train on this map. I don't see my cultivator out there. That's probably not in render range of it. Oh wait, maybe I do see it. Almost tripling the size of our other cultivator. Well, let's hope that we can do the 9-mile-an-hour working speed when we get in the field. Yes, this will work out if if I can keep getting good plowing contracts like we're doing, and then also getting these other cultivating contracts. I can keep the 3650 and the Mercedes-Benz constantly doing some jobs. 710 is always going to be in the farm. I'm not going to sell that tractor. That's going to be good for lime spreading, fertilizing spreading, soil sampling. Maybe moving some stuff around in the farmyard. But as, again, for trains, this overpass that we're getting ready to go under, that's the railroad tracks. That wasn't the field there, was it? Oh, actually it was. Alright, we'll just scooch up here. Turn off the beacon. Put down the cultivator. Alright, so will I get up to the 9 miles an hour? So far so good, but I am going downhill. So definitely beats a 3-meter wide cultivator. But this does seem to be pulling it. I mean, it does only require 160, and we got 180 horse. Yeah, I think it might. It's going to be probably a little bit too much for the 116 horsepower 3650. See how it does going uphill. So for the price I paid for the cultivator, and what it does and what it will do for us on the farm, definitely worth every penny. So now it is kind of, I won't say struggling, but Mercedes is trying to find the right gear to get into. $7.10 be good for grapes and olives. Again, we might be doing grapes on this series. It's going to be way on down the line. But for now, I'm just going to try to keep focused on... we got to build up our own farm, so we don't have to do as many contracts. We need more land. And preferably the grass field. Doesn't seem as wide until I got back around, and you can see how much of an area we did cover. I mean, I'm looking right at it in front of me here, how wide it is, but when I go back around, you see how much of the field we did do. So it's, yeah, this would do us just wonderfully here on the farm. Again, though, if we end up doing, it'll be grapes, not olives here. But it will be to actually make wine. There is a mod on a third-party website for doing wine. You won't find that on the mod hub. I mean, we are in France, so making some wine would not be a bad thing to do. But yeah. That, I mean, it'll be after we got to get the mail factory up and running first, and that is going to cost us to get that mail factory up and running. The factories alone is going to cost us $400,000 before we get that up and going. So yeah, it's going to be a bit. Yeah, I think that tractor that's plowing would have a hard time with this cultivator. Not saying it wouldn't be able to use it on like really flat land, but if it started going uphill, it'd probably slow down to like 2 or 3 miles an hour. So yeah, already 30% done with a cultivating contract. Definitely worth the upgrade here. So ideally, what I would like to do is get the John Deere on another plowing contract of the same size. Have this on a cultivating contract, and I could be doing some work in the 710. At least we're not plowing or cultivating in withered crops for a change. That seems to happen quite a bit. Probably shouldn't be taking tight corners with a cultivator still in the ground. So by the time I get done with these two contracts here, we should be back up to about 25,000. 135,000 seems a long way off. Seems like we got a lot more to do here, but we are halfway done, so however long it's taken me to get this far, that's what we got left. I think it's been about, what, 8-9 minutes, something like that. So not too bad. See if any more plowing contracts have come up, because that one's just about done. I'm actually surprised it's slowing down as much as it is. It's not, I mean, I'm going uphill, but not, it's a very slight incline. Alright, should be able, because I got plenty of room just to go back and forth now. Yeah, if only we could actually reach top speed with that plow. I almost got, not quite double the horsepower, but I think that plow requires 80 horsepower, and we got 120. Just under on that John Deere, and it just can't reach top speed. I got 180 horsepower on this tractor, and with that plow on this, I don't even reach top speed either. So that plow saying it just needs 80 horsepower, probably to run it, but to reach max speed, it's don't know how much horsepower you would actually need. Let me just go ahead and we're going to jump over to that 3650. Contract's done. Let's not pay a worker to do more than it has to. But let's collect on that contract for 9,631, which is nice. Plowing. Plow. That one's still over there for $30,000, huh? I mean, yeah, it's a great payday, but obviously it's going to take a long time. So this field said 35 minutes. Hang on a second. This field said 35 minutes. At, we'll just say the field is 3.5 hectares. And... oh. Yeah, so this should take me about an hour and 45 minutes with a worker to plow that field. Somehow I tagged this place. Let's untag it. Yeah, I don't think I'm going to be in the month that long, so... right now I was going to park it on the side of the road. And we'll jump back into here. And we'll get this one done. And then we'll check again on contracts. Well, looks like all the conditions are right. I can actually do 10 miles an hour with this cultivator. Well, at least when we get to sell the silage bales next month, that'll give us enough to where we'll have less than $100,000 to go to buy that grass field. But yeah, we're not cutting the grass again this year, though. Trying to figure out what crop this was. May have to get out and inspect it before I complete the contract, just because I'm curious. Maybe this is a withered crop. Maybe it's withered carrots or something. But I think in October you can harvest carrots. If I was using the 3-meter wide cultivator, I'd probably just be as far as getting the original headlands that I did done. If that. But somewhere around there, I would assume. Yeah, the whole thing, I keep looking at the tram lines. Yeah, in real life they do pay off. But you definitely got to make sure that all the equipment that you're going to use on the tram lines has the same working width. But I'm pretty sure the only thing you use the tram lines for is to fertilize and maybe put down some herbicide. And maybe some pest control. So I guess you would just have to make it for your sprayer. Which I don't have yet on the farm, and those contracts would pay off really good. Although I'm not sure if that issue has been resolved with doing weed contracts. Because we were having some problems on Kingley on spraying weeds to where the weeds weren't getting killed off for some reason. I don't think there's been a game update since Kingley's come out. So it's been a moment, so I don't think that issue has been addressed. The coffee production mod, I don't know if it's the same as it was in 22, but if it's the same one as it was in 22, I did use that on Hinterland. And part of the production did not make sense. Because I got more for... I made more money just by selling the coffee beans as they were. If I made them into the next step for roasted coffee beans, I lost tons of money doing that. And the production of the coffee beans was OP. Very overpowering. I don't know if the numbers have been adjusted. But I did do a coffee bean production in 22. All right, is this pass going to be it for this contract? So this contract almost pays us back in full for what I paid for the cultivator. Let's go ahead and collect on it. So, yeah, 82, and I think I paid 92 for the cultivator, so we'll collect on that. All right. Yeah, we do have another cultivating contract. Not too far from here. I may get that on a worker while we tidy up just a couple of things for the rest of the month. Yeah, let me go ahead and take that cultivating contract. Accept it. So I gotta go down the road, turn by that grass field. All right, I think I got it. Sorry, just double checking the map here. Actually, let me go through the woods here. Instead of going all the way around in a circle, we'll go up and over the rocks. Cultivator weighs quite a bit. When I was going over the rocks, the front end lifted off the ground a couple times. So yeah, if I go straight on through. Am I cultivating in a grass field? No, I looked at the map wrong. Ah, right up here where the weeds were. Oh, I was going to check the other field to see if that was a withered crop or not. Oh well. Alright, let's get ourselves one of the Franks to do this. 8.2 meter wide. Number of headlands. I'll put it at 4. 3% overlap, sure. And I'm going to guess 38 minutes. 38 minutes, 36 seconds. Alright. Getting pretty good at guessing that kind of stuff. Alright, let's bring this back to the farm. Yeah, the only plowing contract is the $30,000 one, which is nice, but it would just take us too long to get done. So what we'll do is we'll bring this back to the farm. I think we'll grab the bale trailer. And we'll pick up our bales that are fermenting, get them on the trailer. That'll clear up the grass fields. When I get to November, it's easier to fertilize that grass field. 22 will let you buy TMR from the shop. Haven't seen that option in 25. I didn't know you could buy TMR from the shop. Well, unless you run a modded map, so like Alien Jim's No Man's Land, he had a silo where you could buy anything from there, from the shop. I don't think as a base game that you could buy TMR. I think that was going to be a mod. Let me go ahead and put the plow over by our smaller cultivator. Really hate having our trailer and our combine not in a shed. But, yeah. Definitely getting that grass field first is going to benefit us a lot more than a shed does. And since in-game it doesn't really matter too much about your equipment being inside or outside, that stuff's going to be outside. Yeah, so cultivating contracts are looking better now with that upgraded cultivator. Instead of the 3 meter wide taking an hour and a half to do a field like that. 30 minutes, not that long. Pretty sure I can come up with 30 minutes worth of work to do around the farmyard. And or do another contract. Just barely sneaking through the gate with this. Who said this is hay? It's wrapped grass. It's fermenting into silage. Again, this should bring us in about $20,000 next month. A couple more over there. Yeah, if it was hay, that'd be moldy hay if it was white. Someday on this farm, I will need to make some hay once we get our cows, but again, that's too far down the road still. So right now, we're just using our grass fields, make some silage, sell it. We're trying to save up to buy another grass field. Because right now, I got this grass field here, the one to our left, and we got, might be kind of hard to see, but on the other side of the road over there, we got where we had a barley field this year and we got some straw. And that is what we got for property so far. But hey, we've come a long ways with starting with absolutely nothing and not being able to take out a loan. Although we did a lot of fishing to get ourselves a nice bonus. And without that bonus, we would not be where we are today. I think I ended up with one more bale than usual. Alright, just go park this in the yard. Wonder if I could cheese out another mowing contract. So, since you only can get 3 contracts of one kind, other than harvesting contracts, you can see you get more than that. But like on this mowing contract, what we're going to do, we're going to accept it. And then we're going to make sure I'm on that one, though. Cancel it. And that should open up a spot for another mowing contract to pop up. Hopefully one for like 5 to 10 grand would be good. So yeah, right now I don't really have anything else. I mean, there's another cultivating job. How far is that? Yeah, probably not. Because if I'm going to do a cultivating contract, might as well just finish up the other one. I would like to do bale wrapping contracts, but unfortunately, even though I got a wrapper, can't quite do it the way it's intended. So, deadwood contract for 900. All right, you know what? I haven't cut down a tree in a while. This will just take me just a second. Whoops, wrong button. Turn off that engine here. So we're going to try to limit how much we do of deadwood, and we've cut way back. But we know this contract, that when it's out here, I have no problem having all the trees being accessible. Whoops. Fishing, we are done with. No more fishing. I could upgrade from the tent, and maybe I'll do that before this winter. Maybe we'll get ourselves the hobo hut. I think the hobo hut only costs like 1,000. So we can upgrade to the hut. That way we're more insulated, more warm throughout the winter. All right, a quick 900 bucks. All right, let's get back to the farmyard. Well, I guess I'll put the mower away. And actually, since I just earned $900 for cutting down trees, and you asked, we will upgrade from the tent. Because winter is approaching us faster, probably, than I would like. Let me just make sure it does only cost 1,000. I'm not going to sell the tent as of yet. Alright, everything else pretty much has to stay out. The bale trailer does go over here. But let me just make sure. Sale page. No, nothing there. Construction. Farmhouses. Yeah, the hobo hut's only 1,000 bucks. Definitely can't afford any house, of course. So I think we'll go with the hobo hut. So let's spin around here. First thing we'll do is we'll click on that. And we'll get $23 back for the tent. And now... overlaps. Of course it doesn't overlap. We're getting a lot of this in FS25, and what, you know, I don't know what I'm overlapping other than that's where the tent was. Alright, so we got ourselves a hut. Let's get the smoothing tool out. And just do that. There we go. Now we got ourselves an enclosure. I mean, the tent was enclosed, but obviously. And the bed should be here. Indoor plumbing now. And on cold nights, instead of me going in and snuggling with Sam, Sam can come in here and, well, that bed's big enough for both of us. Even though the sleep trigger is outside. But yeah, now we got ourselves a hobo hut, so a step up. Again, so the straw bales, as I was mentioning, we'll sell those, of course, throughout the winter. Those will be worth, yeah, $5,600, so not a whole lot. We do have, like I said, a little over 12,000 liters of barley, but we're keeping the barley for chickens. And again, these grass bales, when they ferment, should be worth, so yeah, times 3. Yeah, it should be just shy of $20,000, so that's going to be good. That is going to be nice for us. So we'll sell the straw bales throughout the winter. And, of course, silage bales by 10 o'clock next morning. And on November, we can sell those. All right, so our fields are pretty much squared away. Is there anything I can be doing? If not, then I'll take over that cultivating contract. Some fertilizing contracts, but yeah, really not worth our time to go over there. Harvesting contracts, I was going to talk myself into it, but I'm talking myself back out of it. It's just that, well, corn header I don't have. Again, I can't do, we can do contracts, but it's got to be with our own equipment. I can't borrow or lease anything on the series. So it's got to be our own equipment. A lot of corn and veggies. Everything's corn and veggies, basically. All right, so I couldn't do any of those if I wanted to. Hoeing contracts would be good. But boy, if I can get myself like a sprayer, that would be good. Because these jobs, I would hardly use any herbicide. Of course, I would get the See and Spot weed sprayer. And like we did on Kingley, when I could do the contracts, they paid rather well. The problem was they were glitching out every once in a while on us. Well, all right, since I don't have really anything to do other than wait for this to get done, let's not pay a worker. Let's go ahead and do it ourselves. And by the way, is this a withered crop? Yeah, it's withered sorghum. All right, let's take care of this small end of the field. Come on, Mercedes. Find the gear that you want. Once she's got the gear, does pretty good. Although I'm sure once I start going uphill, he'll probably do some more shifting once again. So we're kind of near the starting farm, which is just up there on the hill. Actually, that cow barn there, that shed up there on the hill is part of it. But we did put it to a vote when I was getting ready to start my own farmyard. Put it to a vote of buy the starting yard, which is a $500,000, or build our own, and the majority voted for build our own. So that's why we're building where we are, which I pretty much usually prefer to build my own farm. I'm probably not that great at the designs of it, but I always like building it up ourselves. Although the last 2 series I have done, and am still doing one of them, I did use a starting farm. Use a starting farm on Kingley, and use a starting farm on Chambergo. I feel like this starting farm, I hate to call it a starting farm in some sense, because as a starting farm it does come with a lot. I don't think I would want 2 cow barns. Even the cow barn we're going to get, I think it's only going to hold like 35 cattle or so. Just more than what we need. Seems like a lot left, but this contract is more than halfway done. Yeah, we'll get this little corner piece up here. So just by driving this around, just remind me that this is a manual transmission on this one. I'm not the one shifting gears. It's the worker that's shifting gears. Yes, working speed is 9 miles an hour. Downhill will go better. Always does. Yeah, I think my original thought of maybe the 3650 could haul this cultivator and do some fields. Probably not. Shouldn't say probably. It won't. But it will be a good payday when we get this contract done. Hello, Kels. Welcome. Hope you had a nice weekend and also having a good Monday. Putting our new cultivator to use. All right, pick a gear. There you go. Can't complain about my weekend. All right, 82% done. So yeah, once we do complete this contract, like I said, that'll put us just $100,000 more to go. Yeah, I don't think we're going to get there today. Not in today's stream, we're going to get up to 135,000. Come on, Mercedes, get the RPMs up. And probably after this contract here, because we've done enough cultivating contracts this month, we'll probably just skip on through the rest of the month and get to November, I suppose. Hopefully in November we'll still get some mowing contracts. And we'll get some decent paying ones. Alright, 96% done, so just a tiny bit more. Forgot how much this is paying us, like 8,000? The problem with a manual transmission sometimes is the worker gets it in a good gear, it gains momentum, and of course it has to shift. But the problem in the shifting part is while it's shifting, it will lose its momentum a little bit. And then the gear they select is not good enough. It has to go back to the gear that was in, so it just keeps going back and forth. Actually, 9,255 for that contract, so... yes, lovely. Yeah, I think just go back. Oh, another plowing contract came up. Wish that came up a little while ago. Maybe it'll be there next month. I just cultivated the field and it's got weeds. Yep, just another 100 grand to go, which is quite a bit. But it is rather nice now. I've been on the map enough to know where I'm going without having to bring up the mini-map. Our lovely little hobo hut over there. Park it right here. Let me just fast forward time a little bit. And I shouldn't, but I'm going to check the sale page. Well, there is a baler there, but we don't need one of those. And we don't need one of those either. No, the year indicator, that is from the, it's called, I think it's called the Information Extend mod or something like that. You don't have to be running seasons to see that. That should be for PC only, I think, that mod. Alright, so yeah, I think I said no more for this month, unless I find, yeah, the mowing contracts. If there was a good mowing contract and a plowing contract, to do those in sequence, but I think we're just going to go ahead and call it a month here. Get to next month. Alright. Actually, can I go in here and actually, I mean, the trigger's outside, but I think I can go here. No, you actually got to do the trigger from outside. Okay. Yeah, let's get to November. So yeah, another $100,000 to go. Good news is we got about $20,000 worth of silage to sell this month. So that helps us out. Yep, nothing here. That would, I think only a really 180, 200 horsepower tractor, if it was for sale, I would think about it and try to figure out what to do. All right, we need to bring in some cash. So what do we got? Well, we got a cultivating job for $10,000. So we're going to accept that. We get a worker to do that one. So let's just go ahead and get a worker started on that right away. And then we'll see about plowing and mowing contracts. Wait a minute, make sure I'm going to the right field. Ooh, over the bridge and on the right-hand side. All right, I want to go this way. The hobo hut? We just got the hobo hut like 10 minutes ago. I think it was Lindsay was asking about when we're going to upgrade the house or what my plans were for the house. So we sold a tent for 23 bucks and we bought the hobo hut for $1,000. So at least now when wintertime comes, we're a little bit more insulated than before. And when this contract gets done, we'll bring the Mercedes up to the fuel station and top it off with some diesel. Okay, so let's get ourselves a worker for here. Good thing it's not an odd-shaped field, so it should do pretty good. Although it's got kind of an incline here, but maybe the worker won't have the same problem as we were from shifting gears. But this is probably going to take 45 minutes. No, 36 minutes. Okay, not bad, not bad. Let's get back to the farmyard here. So that's going to pay us, after we pay the worker, probably like $9,500, maybe a little bit better than that. Bale wrapping, no. Dead wood, yeah. I mean, I could. Harvesting contracts, no. Soybeans I could do. That is just around the corner. So I'd get paid $3,000 for that. We might do that because it won't take me too long. And plus it'll allow us to harvest, and I'll just sell the soybeans straight up. That one's, I can't do that one because I don't have the header for it. Mowing contract. Well, if I'm going to do the harvesting contract, I won't be able to do the mowing contract because I would need a 3650. So it's either the mowing contract or the harvesting contract. I think we'll do the harvesting contract just to mix it up a little bit. Where am I selling it to? Up there. All right, so we're going to accept this contract. Yep. All right, let's go harvest some soybeans. Don't need to bring the trailer right over because it's soybeans, right? And it's a small field. So, I mean, obviously not a great paying contract, but I just don't want to keep on doing cultivating, plowing contracts, even though they're paying well. I want to mix up the jobs as much as we can, while at least we're benefiting from it as well. Alright, sorry truck, I don't look for traffic. Usually. You're gonna go around? No? Okay. I mean, I was trying to give you the opportunity to. How is my worker blocked by an object in that field for cultivating? What were you doing here? Is the overlap screwing up? And the cultivator's clipping the fence? Alright, well, we'll leave you to it. Oh, wait, I got the, header is on the wrong side. I need to swing it around like so. Hit the telephone pole, I guess. I don't really have a place to drop this off right now, so it's going to have to be right in the road. Am I going to have enough room to do this? Kind of. If I lined it up good, I would have had enough room. Alright, that'll work apparently. As long as I get no traffic coming in, getting in my way right now. So as of right now, and it's perfectly fine, but as of right now, this is about the biggest combine that we can get. 235 horsepower. I'm got a limit of 250 on combines, but again, that is maybe something we can change going on down the line. Tractors will stay at 200 horsepower or less, but combines, yeah, I'm a little bit more lenient on that one. We'll see how it goes. But since we only got one field that we really do harvest, this is more than enough for us. There goes the train, by the way. Someone mentioned before, is there a train on the map? There it goes. Hope soybeans are going for a good price today. Because being such a small field, once we go deliver these, we will get a little bit of soybean left over, I think. And it's probably going to be such a small amount, I'm not going to bother bringing it back to the yard and put it into the silo. Just go ahead and sell it. Because the peak price for soybean is like June, and we are in November. But again, the high price is never when you harvest. And soybean, probably not going to be a crop that we ever do on our own farm. We're going to be doing cereal crop and maybe some corn maize. But I do want to try out, because there are a lot of monocrops on this map. We'll try to do them all, but we'll see how we get along. Probably could turn off the beacons because we're off the road now. Hello, Blue Streak. Welcome. Hope you're having a good Monday. Now, I was thinking I'd be able to harvest this entire field and not fill up the combine, but I may fill up this combine. Hope the 3650 has no problem hauling the trailer around. I only tested that trailer with the Mercedes. It'll attach to it. I'm just kind of slightly concerned about the weight of the trailer and then with the grain, hauling it around with the 3650. Snow and cold. We got at least three more months of that stuff. At least. Although for where I am, it's been a rather mild winter so far, and really haven't gotten that much snow. I know others have gotten tons of snow, like in the Midwest, near the Great Lakes region. I think we got some, where I'm at, got some cold weather coming in for next weekend. Talking about high temperatures of only in the single digits, maybe below zero only. To me, it's cold if it's below 50 degrees Celsius. Oh. Get out of here with that, then. See, I'm trying to do some conversions in my head. So where I'm at, it is 25 degrees Fahrenheit. So that's like, what, negative 2 or 3 degrees Celsius? Well, it looks like my header trailer is stopping traffic from coming through because there's a car not wanting to go around my header trailer. Well, if you're in East Canada, I mean, you're not that far from where I'm at, honestly, so I thought it'd be colder where you were. But apparently it's colder where I am. So yeah, this weekend you should be getting some cold temperatures in East Canada because, like I was just saying, it's only going to be just only in the single digits Fahrenheit wise, so that's going to be like negative something. You must live pretty close to the ocean, so you might be getting some warm temps from the water. Looks like I'm definitely going to fill up the combine. I was hoping to get the whole harvest done, go back to the yard, fill the trailer up there, and then go deliver the soybeans. So this is what I was saying before when I was using this harvester. Don't want to get too big of a fields for us, because this field's not that big either. And this is about the biggest combine that currently, the rules I got for us, I would be able to use. I mean, it hasn't taken me that long to harvest this so far. But obviously, if I were to get a field double the size, it would be a while. Alright, let's turn off the header. Let's go grab... Yep, go grab you. I will turn the beacons on, but I don't have beacons for the tractor, but we do got one for the trailer. And good news is, yeah, trailer's not that heavy for the 3650. How much are soybeans going for today? Soybeans. So peak price, I guess, is 1,200, and they're going for, well, half of that. 650-ish, 640 right now. Well, it's not as bad as 527, but it's kind of getting there. So I don't think I've really been up to... I think we've been up there maybe once where we got to go deliver these soybeans. So it'll be interesting to see exactly what's up there. Again, working our way towards 135,000 for our next field. I think I'll get it all with this pass here. With soybean, make sure I get it all. Don't think I got anything off of that one stock. Well, this would be a good test for the 3650, and I'll see if it's capable of hauling this trailer around. That way in the future, if the Mercedes is too busy, or I would like to use it elsewhere, we'll know. All right, let's go put the header back on the trailer and get that out of the road. No, not lining that up good. I got to back up a little bit more. And now pivot it. And hopefully this will, yeah, it looks good-ish. Although this car is a little bit too close. No, we can make it work. Okay, bring the combine back to the yard, then we'll come back, get the 3650 and go deliver that soybean. Meanwhile, our cultivating contract is getting along. It's almost 3/4 of the way done. And then by the time we get all this situated, our silage bales will be fermented. Then we can go deliver those. So yeah, even though we need another $100,000, by the time that cultivating contract, soybeans are sold, harvesting contract collected, silage bales sold, that should be like $35,000 coming on in. Alright, so where am I going with these? Alright, so up to town. Kind of go on through, and then right up to here. So right now, this tractor seems to haul, I mean, it's only a half a load. And we're on flat ground, but does pretty well. If I get a couple $100 of extra soybeans out of this, I'm going to consider that a thumbs up, because this contract is only paying like $3,800 in total. And it's been a while since I've done a harvesting contract. How are you going to fare going uphill, though? Okay, so uphill with a half-green trailer is this tractor's kryptonite right now. So I want to go to the right, and then the first left, if we get there. Well, at least on the way back, it's all downhill. And we won't have 9,300 liters of soybean in the back. Actually, I don't think I've been up here yet. Nothing looks familiar. Alright, going over to this building here. I'm going in the wrong way is one thing, but does it matter which one I go into? Oh, happy, happy, joy, joy. Well, we'll try this one first. I shouldn't get paid for it right off. 93.67 is what I got. Okay, the contract's going up. And then... oh, I made $1,000 on the harvest. Extra income between the harvest and the bonus. And then the contract paid us $3,000, so not too bad. Again, it gave us something to do while the cultivating contract was going on. And obviously harvesting is not what we've done a whole lot of in the series so far. Alright, now it's all downhill-ish. And just in time, by the time we get back, that cultivating contract is just about done. And that's $10,000. See if those silage bales, I said somewhere around 10 o'clock, and we are at 10 o'clock. I'm guessing they're done fermenting. Grass fields need to be fertilized for next season. Alright, easiest way to check is, yes, it says silage, shows no grass here, so it's all fermented. Alright, so just over 17,000 plus our environmental score bonus, so yeah, just shy of 20 grand. And then I'll have a check and see what the straw bales are going for. I think the straw bales have to go up to the animal dealer, which is pretty much just up where we were. I think that's the only place on the map that accepts straw. So this should get us up to about 55, 57,000 into the bank account. Alright, so we're up to 57,267. While I'm waiting for this to fold up, let's see what that straw price is doing. It's not quite there yet. Again, we're only going to get about $5,500 for straw, so it's not a huge amount of money, but again, for a quick delivery of some straw, it's like doing a mowing contract. Also, our Mercedes is done. That should be up by the fuel stations. We're going to go top that off with some diesel before bringing it back. Actually, let's go load up these straw bales first. Not a whole bunch of them. We might as well get them on the trailer. I think these are all the same size. Should be. Does seem like we got an awful lot of straw. Just unfortunate that the overall price isn't any better than what it's going to be. And this should be the last one. I don't see any more. All right, Mercedes. Let's go get you some fuel. It's not what I would consider low, but we are just right around the corner from the store. While that's filling up, let's go ahead and collect on that contract. 10,542. Sounds good. All right, so any other contracts that I feel like we should do? That's a mowing contract. I'm not sure if I want to kind of do that one just now. The thing is, though, we're getting to the winter months, so basically mowing contracts are not going to be there. Harvesting contracts, that like I said, that did pay better than I thought it would. For the extra grain, that is. Another soybean field. If I had another like big plowing or cultivating contract, I would maybe take that one on. But that's the only contract there. So I guess we'll take this back to the yard for now. And maybe just fast forward some time while I'm driving. Just get to like noon hour and we'll see if anything interesting has popped up. So we did make a purchase today, and you're seeing at the back of this Mercedes-Benz. It's a 8.3 meter wide cultivator that we paid just a little under $9,300 for. And it's making the cultivating contracts much more appealing. It doesn't take as long to do them, of course. And we already got our money's worth out of it. I think that was like the third or... No, this is only, I think, the third cultivating contract I've done. And they've all been for over $8,000, so... Some good money coming on in. So yeah, we're up to $67,581 in the bank account. So just about halfway to be able to buy the field, which is now currently on our right-hand side. You can see how big that grass field is. And eventually we will have ourselves a cow barn down in this field. But before we do that, we'll be just cutting it for grass and wrapping up the grass bales for silage. But we got to buy the field first. All right, let's grab the 710. The grass fields do need to be fertilized. It won't take us too long to get that done. And I may as well top off the spreader. Don't think I'll need more than what I already have. I may as well just fill that on up. And we get the mini map up. That way it's a little bit easier to see where I've been. These grass fields will be cut again in April. As you can see, not using that much fertilizer. I do have, yes, automatic application turned on. Been fooling around with that a little bit again today. Just want to make sure it was turned on, or else we wouldn't get the right amount of fertilizer down. Okay, next field. Well, unfortunately, since we are getting towards the winter months, we're not quite there yet on this series to where when the winter months comes, that means a lot of money coming in for sales because we don't have anything to sell. Other than the straw bales and again, we do have barley, but we're keeping that for our future chickens. But once we do get that other grass field, that should double up our silage count. So every time we sell silage, instead of getting the $17,000 or $18,000, whatever it was, should be up pretty close to $40,000. So obviously that is sounding a lot better than 20,000. And a little bit more on this side here. So our fields are pretty much all set for next season. Although I'm trying to remember, did I actually get that field on the other side of the road fully line spread at this point? So I've goofed it up, I think, once or twice. Once for sure. Guess the only way I want to know is just to run across the street here. Yeah, this section here is bad, so maybe by the time I get to planting in it next year, I should take care of that. Just double check on the contracts. We went to half day here. Yeah, nothing really. Sale page, nothing going on there. So let's get to the evening hours, which is not going to be too late. Like around 1700 it should be dark. Yeah. A couple of headers. Yeah, that header's going to be way too big for our combine. Kind of wish it wasn't sometimes, but that's part of the fun here. All right, let's go into our, well, sleep trigger's out here, so I can't go into where our bed is, but we're going to go ahead and call it a night. And we're going to wake up at 9 in December. So, straw bales will be sold. All right, let's go ahead and feed Sam. Sale page. I mean, so the trailers are interesting, but I already got one, and I'm kind of happy with it. Yeah, let's see what we got for contracts and also what we got for the straw price. A plowing contract for 7,000. Where is that? Oh, I think I know how to get there. That would take about a half hour, but accept that contract. And oh yeah, I do need a tractor. All right, I overthought that. I was going to do a cultivating contract while I was delivering the straw bales, but I don't think the 710 is going to be able to manage it. Let's go ahead and Sam's going to get his dog food. I'm going to leave the cultivator outside here, I guess. And yes, you put the plow behind the batwing mower. Should take it roughly about a half an hour to get this job done. But that'll give me some time to take care of the straw bales and probably may as well put lime down in that field so I don't forget about it. Alright, so if I take this road going across here, I say road. Bit of a bump coming out of there. Oh, and it's this field right here. All right, Frank, or Francine, or whoever. Let's see, 6, 4, 3. Yep, looks fine. Yep, just under half an hour. How fast can you go? Alright, so 8, so it's not the 12. And again, I got like 100 more horsepower than the plow requires, and I can't even reach top speed. But that's... yeah, we've been over that. Yeah, straw bales would be next. And again, the bales are 46 out of 49. Yeah, well, let's go ahead and deliver them. Tag place, just so I can see where I'm going. But I think it's up where we were. Yeah, so we delivered here. We got to go across the way to there. Only place that accepts straw, apparently. At least now I truly know the way. It's a lot of straw, but you can do it. Kind of sucks that it's uphill to these sell points and coming back is downhill, because obviously going to it I got the load to haul up, and coming back we got no weight, but it's downhill. A little bit of a snug alleyway, but got through. This is where the animal dealer is on the map. And I guess the trigger for us is going to be out back. How do we get in here, though? Back here, I would assume. All right, again, just about $6,000 is what we can expect here. So nothing spectacular, but it is $6,000. Yep, so 5326 plus 600, so yeah, $6,000. I guess I'll go kind of turn around in the field down here. Unless there's a way... I mean, I could just go down and around and come out the other way. Well, we'll give it a shot and see what it's like. Stay out of the other farmers' fields. I got a little water to go through. Alright, get this back to the farmyard. We'll park up the bale trailer, because it's not going to need that until after we cut the grass in April, or not until I pick up the bales in May, one or the other. So let's see, we need another just a little over $50,000 more. Wait, is that right? 30? No, sorry, $60,000 more. So while we're waiting for that plowing contract to get completed, we're going to jump into the 710 and just put lime down in our field across the road. These grass fields should be good to go for April. I really was hoping to have chickens for this year, but just didn't really have enough crop for them to munch on for another year. Cutting it too close to that downspout or support beam, whatever that might actually be. And yes, we badly do need another shed around here, but financially, not going to happen. Not for a little bit anyways. Some lime, please. Thank you. Once you get down about halfway, the lime requirement should drop quite a bit. It was that first section where I left it on deactivate automatic application rate. So, yeah, I wasn't putting down what it needed. But then I caught on to it, and then the rest of the field, as you can see in the upper left-hand corner, it's not requiring that much more lime than when we first started. But might as well get the whole field done. I think at some point I'll try to put a water plane in this ditch on our left-hand side. Hopefully I can find the right, well, the exact size to make that fit. So I'm still thinking spring barley is what we're going to plant back in this field. And maybe this next upcoming year we'll get some chickens, but I'm a little bit nervous about not having enough feed to last another year. We do plan to have a couple hundred chickens, so having 24,000 liters does not seem like enough. But we'll see how we're doing financially when next fall comes after the barley harvest. Once we can afford the other grass field and start getting some silage off that field as well, maybe we'll have enough not just to buy that grass field next year, but maybe by the time fall comes, another field that has a cereal crop into it. Going to spread lime here. It's a small little spot. And it did. Alright. So all of our fields have been pretty much limed, and it should be good for a little bit. Although the grass fields are going to go through the lime a little bit quicker because you harvest that 3 times a year compared to this 1 time a year. Actually, no, sounds weird, but can I get rid of the rest of this lime that's in here? That way I don't have a pallet sticking around. I'm sure we can use it up somehow. Or maybe not. guess right in here it will. All right, good. Let's go ahead and put the fertilizer right back in. So our environmental score is 88. And the good thing is, and it has finally done so, so this used to be a field, but it's not counting that field score anymore, so that's good. This field is down because, well, I didn't do weed spraying, because I don't have a weed sprayer. And these fields are down a little bit because, ooh, that would be nitrogen. So apparently it wasn't full on nitrogen, or fully but then again, I'm using a spreader. But we are getting 11% bonus in sales. Let's go just park this in here. Quickly look at some contracts while we're waiting for that one. Ooh, another plowing contract, but that's, yeah, we're already doing one. And no deadwood contracts this month. Interesting. It is 10 o'clock in the morning. 200 chickens will require 12,000 liters of food. Yeah, when I was on the test map and trying to gauge how big of a chicken pen I wanted, I think it said it would hold like 500, which shocked me because the original pen I want to put down. Let's go to that here. Construction, animals, chickens. So yeah, this fenceless pasture holds 31 chickens. I barely increased the size of the fence. So I thought, okay, it's going to be like 150, 200. It went up to like 600. I was like, wow, that jumped up in size. So the reason why I'm going with the fenceless pasture, because I want to be able to see the chickens like running around the yard. But man, I got to be very careful of how big I make it, because I don't want that many chickens, because it would just be a lot. Also, I just noticed in the sale page there is a Goofile bale pack in there, but it's the same thing that we already got. Well, when I say it, we got the John Deere. So, it does the same thing, bales, wraps. I don't think it has a pre-chamber on it. So, I mean, that'd be good, but yeah, I don't think it has a pre-chamber on it at all. Does it say if it does? No, I don't see. I see where it does have a pre-chamber. So yeah, there is that. So we sold everything that we could. The only thing we got left, of course, is the barley. Interesting enough, it says spring barley here, but when I load it up, it's just barley. Is there a price difference for spring barley? There is spring onion, so maybe there is a spring. Don't see it there. All right, so spring barley, there is a difference. Spring barley goes for $3.64. What is regular barley? Oh, it'd be winter barley, wouldn't it? Winter barley, yeah, prices are the same. So yeah, until we get more feed for the chickens, I don't want to go too extreme. Because basically on the test map, I kind of placed the water and feed trough here. And I had them kind of running around by the grain hopper. Because, you know, seeing the chickens run around and picking up some grain that has fallen out. And also kind of going around more towards where Sam's doghouse is. But increasing it that much brought up to like 600 chickens, which is a lot. So, yeah. Not too sure. How's the plowing contract getting along? Well, not much more to do. They are like 65% done. Yeah, this plow still kind of gets me, only because it does say 80 horsepower. And the max speed should be 12 miles an hour. And this tractor here, I think, is getting up like maybe 8, 9 at the best. It's 180 horsepower. But, yeah, it's getting the job done. That's why I'm not doing as many plowing contracts. If it constantly reached 12 miles an hour max speed all the time, probably do more plowing contracts and take on the bigger ones. I have not tried on this modded one turning the plow around to see what it would do. But I never really do it on the other one either, so I don't want to be doing it here. Besides, this is supposed to be more of a realistic series. It's not 100% realistic. Obviously, we're doing a couple of things, but compared to what I usually do, we're not using super strength. We're not using auto loaders. So yeah, restricting ourselves a little bit in that sense. Also, no tractors over 200 horsepower. No combine over 250. Can't take out loans. Can't lease or borrow equipment, so... Yeah, but things are pretty good. We're up to, like I said, you can see 72,000 plus whatever that contract's going to pay. And we are saving up for, where is it? This grass field right here. So yeah, it's going to double our grass field size easily. Oh wait, is it double or is it more than that? That field size is 1.6. And if we just do field size there at 0.9. Yeah, so it's a little bit bigger than those two fields combined. This field here is 101%, 106%, 106%. So yeah, this is going to double our production of grass bales into silage bales. So it's going to be, like I said, it's going to be a 50% more or 100% more bales when it comes time to sell. So we'll see. Didn't quite get there today, but like I said, we're halfway there, so I'll take that. I will take that. So as we wait for Frank Jr. to finish up here, I think that's we're going to wrap it up for today. Just a reminder, I did release an episode of Shamburgo earlier today for Farm Sim 25. And also, I had my first look at Sky Harvest, which I haven't seen how that video has done yet, but I do plan on making a video hopefully for tomorrow if I can figure out how to get to the next step. I didn't get a chance to do it last night, so I'll be doing that here very shortly. So hopefully I can get a second video out on Sky Harvest and see how that goes. But yeah, if you don't know what I'm talking about, go ahead and check it out. And fingers crossed, episode 2 goes out tomorrow. I also need to get a record episode for Shamburgo on Wednesday. Need to get that done. But I'm going to jump out of here. I'm going to let Franco do more of this. So hopefully when we start next time we're here on Pichonniere Valley, that this contract will be done. And probably just skip right through the rest of the winter months. And get to springtime so we can get our spring barley planted on in. But yeah, I'm going to jump out of here. Appreciate everyone stopping on in for a little bit of farming today. Got a good amount of work done. Got ourselves a new cultivator. And that has helped us out quite a bit. So next time, hopefully we can get the money to buy that grass field. And do a little bit more silage bales. But appreciate everyone being here. Enjoy the rest of your Monday. Have a good Tuesday. And hopefully I'll see you next time. But until then, have a good one.